The last lesson was solving equations by adding and subtracting fractions. This time we're solving equations by multiplying and dividing. So when there is no space in between here, remember these two are multiplying, so the inverse of multiplying is dividing. So watch what happens when I divide both sides by 7/8. These two cancel out because 7/8 divided by 7/8 is just 1. So now I have C equals 7/6 divided by 7/8. So remember, when you divide fractions, you flip the second one and multiply. So this turns into 7/6 times 8/7. So I can now cancel out. Look for common factors. 7 on the top, 7 on the bottom cancels out. What does 8/6 reduce to? I can divide 8 by 2 and get 4. I can divide 6 by 2 and get 3. So the answer is 4/3. So the fastest way from now on, instead of writing all that out, look for the coefficient of the variable and just multiply each side by the reciprocal. So it would have been faster to multiply both sides by 8/7. And I'm going to do it that way from now on. So letter B. I have the coefficient of P is -1/3. So I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of -1/3, which is -3/1. Also carry the negative with it too. So these two will cancel out because -3/1 times -1/3 is 1. So now you'll have P equals, look for common factors. There's no common factors in here, just besides canceling out the ones, but it's -3/4. And then letter C, look at the coefficient of the variable, which is -3/8. So multiply both sides by the reciprocal of -3/8, which is -8/3. I'm going to write this one a little bigger. So K1/2 times -8/3. Now look for common factors. So if I look at 1 and 3, there's nothing I can cancel out or reduce. But if I have an 8 and a 2, I can divide them both by 2. So this is 4 and this is 1. So now my numerator is going to be -4 times 1, which is -4 on the top, and then 1 times 3 on the bottom, 3. Double check your signs. I know that my answer is a negative because a positive times a negative is a negative. Now down here you can do the same thing. So, except for write your whole numbers as 5/1. So this is 5/1 times A equals 1/7. So the reciprocal of 5/1 is 1/5. So I multiply the left side by 1/5 and the right side by 1/5. These two cancel out. A equals, there's no common factors, so it's 1/35. B, this is going to be 2/1 times Y equals 7/9. So the reciprocal of 2/1 is 1/2. So these cancel out, so Y equals, now check common factors. Nothing I can divide with these two, nothing I can divide with these two, so I multiply straight across. The numerator is 7, the denominator is 18, there's nothing to reduce. And then letter D, this is 8/1 times X equals -1/3. So multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is 1/8. This is 1/8. Cancels out. X equals -1/24. And then down here, this is the same thing except for you're just change your mixed numbers to an improper fraction. So this is going to be 7 over 2n equals 28. So multiply both sides by 2 over 7. Okay, now look at your common factors. So if you have a 28 on the top and a 7 on the bottom, you could reduce both of these by 7. So this turns into a 4 and this turns into a 1 because 28 divided by 7 is 4. Now it makes the problem easier. So 4 times 2 is 8. 8 divided by 1 is just 8. So change the mixed numbers into improper fractions. This is going to be 7 6r. Multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is 6 sevenths. 6 sevenths. I'll write that out neater. 6 sevenths times negative 7 twentieths equals r. Cross out your common factors. 7 on the top, 7 on the bottom is going to cancel out. Now you have a 6. So a 6 and a 20, you can both divide by 2. So this is 3/10. So your answer is a negative 3/10. And then the last one, change to improper fraction. So it's negative 11 fourths h equals negative 25 over 2. So the side with the variable, do the reciprocal. So it's negative 4 elevenths, negative 4 elevenths. These cancel out. H equals, look for your common factors. You have a 4 and a 2. So divide them both by 2. This is going to be a 2 or negative 2. Now multiply across. Negative 25 times negative 2 is 50. And the bottom is 11. So there's our answer.